Hello everyone, this is my beginner tutorial on fighting Moldorm. The thing about this fight is I'm not really going to be able to give you step-by-step instructions on how to fight Moldorm because it's kind of one of those fights where you just gotta keep playing and you're gonna develop your own way of fighting Moldorm. There is really no step-by-step instructions. It's kind of just getting a feel for it and reacting and having your own style. Whoops. Yeah, so anyway, this Moldorm is one of the big run killers for people who are new to speedrunning Link to the Past. And I'm hoping I could make the learning process a little bit easier by giving you a few options of strategies that you can use, or giving you a little bit of an understanding of Moldorm's movement. Now, Moldorm looks like he just moves sporadically, which for the most part he does. It's very random movement, but there are certain times where his movement is actually not random. What I mean is, for the most part, he moves around randomly, but every 4 or 5 seconds or somewhere in there, he actually charges directly to Link's location. And if you're able to pick up on that visual cue, if you can recognize when he's at that part of his cycle charging directly towards Link, you can use that predictability to safely sidestep him and get a sword slash in. So if I see if I can point it out, right there he went towards Link. Right there. Right there. And it's kind of hard to tell when he's on the left side because he's bouncing around. I think that was it right there. That's one right there. Right there. So yeah, if you can pick up on that, maybe get used to the timing of when he does it, you can use that predictability and just sidestep. So I knew right there he was going directly towards Link. Okay. That was my fault. I walked right into him. But obviously you want to stay a little bit further away from him. Alright. So right there he went towards Link. Right there. And there. So that's one way where you can safely fight Moldorm, is just practice the fight. Maybe even just start by not trying to kill him, but just surviving, just dodging him. If you can just play around for a while, just not killing him, but strictly dodging him, you might get used to his movement patterns, and that should make fighting him easier as well. So anyway, that's one strategy. If you want to try to wait for those openings where he's, like, visually, obviously, going directly towards Link, that's one way of doing it. I know what a lot of people do is newer people, I should say, is they hold a charge for every hit. Now, there are pros and cons to holding a charge. When you hold a charge, you actually move slower. Plus, you're forced facing one direction. So if he gets behind you, you can't really defend yourself. If he bumps into you, you're in trouble. Whereas if he clinks into your sword, you're not in trouble. See, you can stay on the ledge. Now, if you're next to a ledge, and he's clinking into your sword, if you're holding the D-pad in the opposite direction of the pit, you will not fall into the pit. Come on. Like that. So that's another strategy that you can use. Just guard the pit here. And try to stay aligned with him, because you don't want him bumping into your head or anything. You want him to clink into your sword. If you're down here and he's up top and he just bops you on the head, you're gonna go falling into the pit. So if he's up high, if you're doing that strategy, if he's up high, you stand up high. If he's down low, you stand down low. And make sure he clinks into your sword, not your body, not your head. Oh, another thing. A lot of the time, people will try to dash down, and Moldorm will be like, guarding the ledge there, and he'll knock you right back up to the ledge. I'll see if I can show you something here. Now this is more of a safety strat. Obviously, people with good times are going to want to try to get into the fight as soon as possible, so they're going to stay up high like that. But if you dash low enough here, you kind of put him off screen, and he's not moving at all right now. So as long as you go low enough, you should be able to safely get down onto the ledge. There we go. And then the fight begins. So that's one way to be safe about it. Anyway, so yeah, about holding a charge here. A lot of people do this, and I guess that's okay. Everyone has their own style. Even high-level players hold their charge a lot. I think it's a little bit risky, but I don't know. There's pros and cons. There's also risks to just going for slashes. This is what is the strategy I've been doing lately, is just trying to walk around Moldorm and slash. But there's risks to that as well, because when I'm not holding out my sword, I don't really have any protection. I'm relying strictly on my dodging skills. Yeah, personally, I like to just try to sidestep. Just look at his head, his eyes, see which way he's moving. And I know he's going fast now. Nope. But the safety in holding a charge is that instead of a precise swing, a charge covers all the way around you. So you don't have to be as precise with a spin as you do with a slash. So obviously slashes are precise, it's short and in a certain direction. Spin swings all the way around you, so if he gets around you somehow, your spin's gonna hit him. It also gives you the safety of allowing you to use your sword as defense if he's getting close to you. You can clink into your sword instead of your body. I don't know, it's personal preference. Slash, spin, up to you. But I'll show you another common strategy. Because a lot of people dash through Moldorm. And I think it's a strategy I would recommend. Sorry, let's just restart this fight. I want to try to showcase dashing through Moldorm. Here. Like that. And you can stop your dash and react accordingly. That's another thing. So if you're trying to dash through Moldorm and you miss him, you can stop your dash and face back towards him and slash his tail. I'll do dash strats again here. And that's me dashing low again, just to make him stop up top there so he doesn't get in my way. Go back to the side, do it again. And notice how I'm Notice how I'm hesitating a little bit before I dash. Because every time you hit him, he has a little bit of invulnerability. If you dash immediately, you're not going to hit him. So you dash, get a hit on him, adjust, go for another dash. Whoops. I'll show you what's going on there. So there's a weird... It's because I was holding left. There's a weird glitch in Link to the Past where if you hold the D-pad in any direction when you're next to a pit, it cancels your dash for some reason. It's kind of annoying. Anyway. So, okay. It's not 100% successful. Sometimes you get frame ruled, and you get hit when you try dashing through Moldorm. That's why not everybody does it, because there is room for failure. It is highly successful, but you will get hit every once in a while, so there is a bit of risk to it. I think it's still a decent strategy for beginners. There we go. So yeah, that's a very common strategy, is trying to dash through Moldorm. And notice how I was only dashing left and right through him. For whatever reason, I don't know the science behind it. But I just do the things that I'm told. I'm sure there is some kind of game science behind it. But for whatever reason, dashing up and down through Moldorm, you get hit a lot more often than if you dash left and right through him. Again, I don't know why, it's just the way it is, so I don't even attempt it. I only do left and right dashes. And while waiting to dash, I always hold my sword out. I think it's just it makes me feel safer. You probably don't have to do it. You can wait like this if you want, and then dash. And then wait. And dash. Hit him. Go back. Wait. Dash. But I personally just hold my sword out while I'm waiting. I don't think it makes much of a difference. It just feels right for me. I can show you something else real quick here. I feel like this is more of an advanced technique. Okay, unfortunately he got a bit low there, so I couldn't despawn him. I want to get him back here. So when he gets stuck on the left side, it can be annoying sometimes. This is when I most commonly hold a charge, because his tail always follows wherever his head goes. So if his tail bonks off the left side of that hole in the middle of the platform, I know his tail is going to bonk off the same spot that his head bonked off of. So if I can just get him back here again. He never goes back here when I want him to, but when I don't want him to. Okay, so... come on. Sorry. I'm trying to keep him back here. Okay, so see how his head bonked at the very top left of that hole there? Right up there. That means his tail is going to bonk off the exact same spot. And when you do a spin slash, the timing is very lenient. So I'm going to try to release my spin slash around the time that his tail should be bonking into that spot. Just like that. So I don't often hold a charge. But if I ever see him stuck in that left corner, that's when I do hold a charge. Just to wait for him to bonk off the corner, just so I could spin it. Spin his tail at the right time. There we go, I got frame ruled there, that's the risk. If you want to do that strategy, it's fine, just know that there is a risk involved with it. Well, that time I survived. I don't remember if I really showcased the strategy of standing next to the pit. Okay, for standing right next to the pit, I recommend only doing that on the very last hit. Just because if you just stand here, it can take an eternity for him to get to you because he's moving so slow. There we go. But basically, I might have already explained this, and I'm sorry if I did. If you're standing right next to a pit, you're holding your sword out, if he clinks into your sword, you will not get pushed into the pit if you're holding the D-pad in the direction away from the pit. So in this case, the pit is to my right. If I'm holding left on the D-pad, while Moldorm is clinking into my sword, he cannot push me off into the edge. And once he turns around, my sword will hit his tail. So that's a safety strat. I don't like to just stand back here and wait, because obviously we're in a speedrun. Obviously, as he's going down, I'm moving down. As he's moving up, I'm moving up. I want to try to stay aligned with him. I don't want him to get above me and bonk into my head. So again, this is what I'm talking about. You don't want to do this the whole fight, or you're going to be standing here for an eternity. So you can do the fight normally, until he speeds up. Now he's going faster? Yeah, he is, okay. Then you can stand next to the pit, and do that. That's a very safe way of getting the last hit on him. Guard the pit, make him clink your sword, and make sure you're holding left when he's clinking into your sword. If he bumps into your body, you're going into the pit. Ouch. Okay. Well, I think that's everything I need to cover. I mean, like I mentioned, this isn't a step-by-step instruction on how to defeat Moldorm. There is a lot of randomness to Moldorm, so I can't give you a step-by-step. This is more helping you figure out the fight, giving you options for strategies to use when you fight him. You know, try all the strategies, see which method works best for you. If you like to charge your sword and spin for every tail hit, go ahead. Yeah, up to you, but hopefully this gives you some ideas and makes the fight easier for you to learn. Helps you get better at it quicker. And if I think of any other good tutorials to make, I will do so sometime in the future. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully something in there helped. I'll talk to you guys later.